Hello and welcome to this little Spalluccipedia video. Another little dive into the Spallucciverse, the world of Sam Spallucci, my fictional investigator paranormal based here in Lancaster. Now, before I go on, please quick like, a quick subscribe if you watch on YouTube. That'd be absolutely marvellous. Makes me feel the love, as it were, and it's good for algorithms, I suppose. But anyway, onward and upward. Today I want to have a little chat about the fallen angel Asmodeus. Or as some people call him, Asmodeus. Take it which way you want. I've always called him Asmodeus, so I'm sort of sticking with that. We first come across old Sparky, as Sam refers to him from time to time. Not in any of the Sam Spallucci books. He was originally given a side antagonist in Fallen Angel. At the time of recording this, I'm just coming to the end of finishing Fury of the Fallen, which is why I wanted to do Asmodeus, because he's nice and fresh in my head. And Fallen Angel hasn't actually yet been published, even though it is finished, although I am probably going to have to go back and tweak quite a bit, but that's another story. That's another video entirely, a whole load of videos. So yeah, Asmodeus featured in there, and he was what was called the fire brother of the Angoloi Abaddon. And I've talked about angels before in the Spalluccipedia videos. So if you want to have a look, click on the link for Spalluccipedia. There should be some up there somewhere if I've actually got around to getting them online at the moment. They seem to appear when they sort of feel like it. But anyway, we shall see. Hopefully it'll be there. I'm talking about my past self at the moment. Hello future self, hello past self. Yeah, I better go on with the video. So anyway, Asmodeus. He was this fire brother of Abaddon, and he betrays him and kicks off all sorts of things going on, and basically starts the fall. Lucifer leaves heaven. Asher and Asmodeus decide they don't want any more of it, and they clear off, and Abaddon gets consigned to the abyss, the bottomless pit. And Eloise goes off and gets hidden in time until she can come back as part human. Yes, sounds a bit spoilery, but don't worry about it. If you've got Fury of the Fallen, you've probably guessed some of that already. And Asmodeus crops up on Earth, as does Asherah. And again, I did a little video on Asherah, which I know is actually on YouTube at the moment. I remember seeing that just before. So you can probably hunt that one down. Again, Spalluccipedia's video link. And so he bimbles around basically through history of humanity. He wants to be this god, which he does at some point. He gets venerated as the god Baal in Ugarit, and that all goes to pot. He corrupts their economy, they've got no money, and they get invaded by the sea peoples. So this gleaming jewel of the Semitic lands just gets torn apart. And yeah, there's a rivalry between him and the other god, and I say that in inverted commas, Dagon, who actually turned out to be a power. Again, mentioned in Fury of the Fallen. Where else did he crop up? He crops up with the Temple of Solomon. Now, this is referred to a number of times in the Spallucci books. We have in the Bible that Solomon built the first temple to Yahweh, and that he got in this architect from the northern countries to come in and help him out. In my world, Asmodeus muscles in and doesn't like the work which the architects do, so no, I can do it better for you. And I've got this nice lot of cheap labour, which he has in the form of constructs, because he has the whole potency at this point, which he created in heaven. And he uses to draw up this whole army of constructs. He then does all his bidding, and they build the temple. And while he's there, Asherah rocks up as the Queen of Sheba, and they're living the high life. They think they've got it made until Lucifer and Alec turn up, and it all goes wrong, all goes pear-shaped. Lucifer breaks the potency in half, hides half of it, whereas Asmodeus runs off with the other half. But even that wasn't the first time he cropped up in history. We know also from Fury of the Fallen that he cropped up in ancient Egypt, right before the kings and the pharaohs, and he got used by the bloodline, who in their formative years, they realised they wanted their hands on the potency to help them live outside the full moon. So they chopped him up into little bits. And Asherah came, put him back together, raised the first army of constructs ever raised, and eradicated the bloodline from Egypt at that point, which of course is sort of vaguely based on the myth of Osiris and Isis. Osiris was cut up, Isis came and saved him, put him back together, that sort of thing. So we have this notion with Asmodeus, as we do with Ashra, that they are there in the background of humanity, influencing, certainly in the Middle East, all these myths and legends which are going on. You know, if we have a deity or a female deity, as it were, chances are that, you know, they were behind it. Because they're both hungry for power, Asmodeus especially, and he has such a temper. We see that in Fury of the Fallen, and we also see it in Bobby Norman, The Children of Cain. You know, he's not one for holding back the whole electricity. You know, if he doesn't like somebody, he'll wipe them out. Ghost from the Past is a prime example. When Wallace was trying to claw his way back from Beyond, Asmodeus shot him because he wanted to use a gun. He thought it was cool, so he shot him. Wallace falls back into Beyond, and then Asmodeus just turns around and walks off. He's done what he wanted. He was jealous. He was jealous of Wallace for being with Ashra, you know, his long-term partner. And so, like, they're very, very toxic relationship. So what have I got planned for Asmodeus coming up in the future? Well, obviously, the big one is Fallen Angel. He is like this major side character there, which we're building up to. All the shenanigans he's going to get on there. I'm not going to say too much, because that really is very, very, very spoilery. So at time of recording this, I'm towards the end of finishing Sam Spallucci Fury of the Fallen, which is Sam 7. God, can you believe it? The 7th book. And that should be out later on this year. This year currently being 2022. It is January 2022, last day off, and it is cold. And I'm recording this. So that's going to be that, and he's going to feature a lot. He's going to cross paths with Sam. Things are definitely going to go down, not to Asmodeus' liking. And his old rival Dagon from Ugrit is going to turn up, who will then go on, becomes like a nice little side character in the Spallucciverse. I am, however, hoping to do a little standalone novella for Asmodeus. There is the story of Tobit in the Apocrypha of the Old Testament. The Apocrypha is like a group of stories, a group of books which never made it into the proper version of the original version of the Old Testament, but they're there, and some of them really good reading. The most famous one is the Book of Tobit, where you have this woman who is unable to have her new spouse survive beyond their wedding night because the demon Asmodeus comes in and kills them. So he's got his own story there. So I want to sort of look at that from Asmodeus' point of view and see how things went down for him, how things went wrong, and how he was beaten and how that's affected him. So that's going to be great. And later on this year, I'm going to be working on the 4th Bobby Normal book. I've just finished the 3rd, Bobby Normal, Children of Cain. I'm going to be working on Bobby Normal and the Fallen. So yeah, that's going to be a good one, because it's Bobby Normal and you've got Ashra and Asmodeus in there. Post-Divergence, you know, they are the Fallen. They are working for Cainor. You know, they've decided that's where their bread is buttered. And you're going to start looking at why. You know, what drove them to go and work for Cainor? You know, there's going to be hints in there, perhaps a bit of a hint about who Cainor might be and what Bobby's role is there as well. And Asmodeus will be one of the major protagonists. So that's going to be cool. So yeah, loads going on with him, really. For somebody who was sort of like just an annoying little twerp originally when I first read Fallen Angel back in, like, oh, when I was 16. So what are we now? 51. Yeah, long time. That's 35 years? Yeah, 35 years ago. Grief. A long time ago. But he's evolved, like all the characters have. And it's always been fun to see. And I hope you enjoy watching them evolve. So again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Give me a quick like. Give me a quick subscribe. That'd be really appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your day. Keep looking for what lurks in the shadows. Any more details over at my website, aschambers.co.uk. Take care now. Bye-bye.